Hello guys, welcome back to the video. Today is day 19 on the model farm, so let's get into it. Down by the farmhouse there's nothing really going on. Then here we have the 7530. The links aren't the same colour, it's just Samsung quality doesn't make it look the same colour. With the Kane Classic on the back. So that's been doing its first bit of work for the year. As before, it was just collecting dust. So he's helping farmer move some silage there early this week, and whoever was driving it has sort of left it there after giving it a pressure wash, and they've left all the tail doors swinging anyway, but just to let all the water drain out. Just because what happened last year, someone forgot to do it, and then there was just rotten grass in there. So yeah, and then when obviously they did their silage, they forgot to clean it as well, and then there was even more rotten grass, and it was just, yes, let's make sure to clean it this year. So yeah, they've just left that there. Then only a pallet of bits, you know, exhausts. I think I figured out it is a bale spike. Don't know what for, if it's front legs, a ride on lawnmower or something, I don't know. But I think that's all they've got left. Everything else, mud guards have been gone because they don't really need them for any tractors. And I think there was another set of mud guards. I think they're gone as well. I don't think there was anything else here. It's just these lot to go. But I think they're deciding what they're going to do with it. Usual stuff in the shed. We've got 7740 parked up here. Not really do much. I think they're doing silage and bales. I think it's towards the end of the month, I think. So it's like last week of May, I think. They're planning on doing bales. And obviously the week after they'll do silage, so not long. T6080 is still here. A replacement will be on the way. Well, I say replacement, it's still a T6080, just a different one. A bit bigger, a bit more power, and yeah. So I don't know when, but I know it's on the way. So she might be here for first cut, but second cut and third cut, I imagine she'll be gone by then. So we'll probably see her on the baler. That's what she was on last year. Yeah, then she'll be gone. Lawnmower parked in the back of the shed there, and I think the farmer's son has kept the spoiler that was on the pallet there, just in case he wants to put it on a car. Nothing new in this shed. All the fert bags are there now, but the hedge cutter doesn't come out that often or at all, and now does the fert spreader. Obviously the tractors are waiting for silage. I don't think the 6616 gets used that often during the summer. I think she goes on the bale trailer with the telehandler loaded up, I think. And I think they were discussing about, do they really need the 6616, and what I mean by that is, do they really need a loader tractor? As you know, the telehandler can do the same thing, so they may as well just get another tractor. But obviously they did consider that if the telehandler breaks down, they've got a 6616, or the other way around. And obviously, I don't think they were thinking of sort of selling it, but they were thinking, sort of discussing, do we really need it? Because to be honest, I kind of agree with them that it does just sit in the shed a lot of the year. So, but I think they're keeping it, so we'll just see how that goes. But good tractor, just a shame she sits in the shed a lot. And here we have farmer's son, I believe, in the 3400 telehandler, with some logs there, loading them into an NT dump trailer with V185 fast track on the front. Now, they ended up finding a couple more logs, because I think half of them were cleaned off a site. Oh, it's not a site, but they were clearing a thing and they just took all of it with them. Because I think there was a house being built, but they needed to clear a plot of land. And obviously had some at the other farm that were buried, or in the corner of the shed. But they don't really need it. And they don't really need it lying around the yard. As they don't actually go through that much firewood in the winter. And this bloke was willing to use it. They're all just like dead trees anyway, so it's not really worth it, but he's interested in it. So he's loading them up there. So, very nice axe track, I must say. In the shed, pretty much everything's in here. Got the quad parked up. Fence posts have been moved from the loader to the sheep trailer. Tyres have been moved there. I don't really know what to do with them. Nice 200 mini dig is still there. And the pit is still empty. But won't be hopefully in a couple of weeks if the weather stays good. Low loader, dump trailer and bale trailer all still sat there waiting. And you got a couple of logs there. Gotta be careful because it looks like the hedge is just starting to grow around them. But obviously one of these trailers will have to be moved because the bales will end up going there. Actually one of the bales, but the bales first coat they tend to get about 6, so they could probably park a trailer in front. And then they could, the more bales they get, they have to move everything over. But that's if the cut's good this year. They've got the using lambs still here. They won't be in about a couple of weeks. I think the first week of June is the cut off. As soon as it hits June, they're gone. And same with the calves. So I think the first week of June is when the bull goes in. So, or he will be in first week of June. So it makes sense to wean the calves off then. And I believe they'll be at the other farm anyway, if my timing's right. The bales will be, well, these fields will be having bales in them, so they need to be out. So just wean them off. So when they come back, it's just the cows and the bull, and then just the ewes by themselves. As I don't know if the farmer wants to cut down, but he's saying he gets a lot of lambs and it's just a lot of sheep to work with. As obviously, you know, a lot of them have twins. This year there's less of them. There's more singles, but normally there's twins and the singles, and then the triplets are obviously rare, but it tends to be a lot of twins. This year I suppose they got lucky. But yeah, they need as much field space as they can get, really, as much grass as they can get for the ewes as well. Same with the cows and calves. The farmer was thinking of sort of at some point ploughing when the sheep and cows were in. He was going to plough and reseed the whole entire field, or both fields, because both fields are kind of getting quite sort of bald in patches. So, but I don't know if that was a couple of years ago. So he obviously hasn't done it yet, so I don't think it will be. Or we will be done. So, but we'll see. But he wanted to get it right so that when the animals go back in the fields are flat and they're fresh and they're new. Because obviously they've been doing the same thing with the same fields for 5 years in a row, and obviously it's getting to get bald now. So, I think originally they did have. I think the sheep were actually and the cows shared a field, and then over the past 4 years, 4 or 5, they ended up putting them in separate fields, as obviously the cows are quite heavy, so they were just ruining the sheep's field, so it just became mud. But yeah, so we'll see how that goes and see if he ends up ploughing it or not. And coming down the main road, I guess you could say, I've got a couple of lads on dirt bikes. So I think we've got a Kawasaki, KTM, Suzuki and a Yamaha. I don't have drivers for them, so they kind of look unmanned, but just a couple of lads just enjoying themselves on their dirt bikes. So they're just heading out of town there. Then we got the contractors drivers in the Fendt with the KL rake, pushing the dirt bikes quite fast. Yeah, he's just coming back from doing a bit of raking for a customer. They were thinking about getting a 4-rotor instead of 2-rotor, but the fields aren't big enough around here for a 4-rotor, or if you did a 4-rotor, you'd get the field done in 2 passes. Which, yes, can be good, but the other fields are a lot tight and the roads are tight, so it just wouldn't be... It'd be a struggle, really, to get it in the gateways and that, so they decided just to stick with 2-rotor for now. Could even be that they get 2 2-rotors, but I don't know, just need drivers for that then. 5612 going down the road with a New Holland mini baler. I'm not sure, there's not got any stickers on it, but New Holland colours. Nice to see someone using the old sort of style bales. And I believe that's the 5612 that the farm used to have. So, good to see it still in the area and still running. Then, in the field where, well, the sheep were at some point, we have 6920S with a conditioner mower, I believe. He's starting on this field. Also, he took his sheep out of it 2-3 weeks ago, and he checked it last week. So weather's been good, so he's started. I think bales, I think he's going to do in this. So he's just starting off there, and hopefully this field will be, well, within the next couple of weeks we'll see this field or something going on in this field. And I also believe that's the 6920S that the farm used to own before the 7530. So 2 tractors quite close together. So yeah, so it's for you guys. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and bye.